The screen opens on my world, a dimly lit penthouse office high above London's glittering skyline, where the Thames snakes through the city like a ribbon of silver under the night sky. I sit at a sleek glass desk, my gunmetal gray suit pristine, its sharp lines a testament to the empire I've built. My emerald eyes, once sharp with unyielding command, now stare at a photo of Buckingham Palace on my phone, its cream-colored stones, a haunting reminder of a day that changed me. My name is Victoria Blackwood, and I was a woman who believed power could bend anything people, principles, even tradition to my will. My voice, once a blade that cut through boardrooms, now trembles with regret as I speak. That day at Buckingham Palace, I learned a truth no wealth can buy. I challenged a man whose honor stood taller than my pride, and in his silence, I found my reckoning. The memory pulls me back to a radiant afternoon at Buckingham Palace, where the sun bathes the courtyard in golden warmth, the cream-colored stones glowing with a timeless grandeur. The Union Jack flutters proudly atop its flagpole, swaying in a gentle breeze, a symbol of tradition that seemed, to me, quaint and conquerable. The air hums with the buzz of tourists, their cameras flashing, children waving miniature flags, their laughter mingling with the scent of roasted chestnuts from a nearby vendor. I stride through the crowd, my heels clicking on the cobblestones, each step a declaration of my presence. My gunmetal gray suit, tailored to perfection, clings to my frame, my dark hair swept into a flawless chignon, my emerald eyes cold with entitlement. My lips are set in a tight line, my expression one of disdain for a world I believed I ruled. I recall in my voiceover, my tone heavy with the weight of memory. I saw the palace as another stage to prove my dominance, a place where my name, my wealth, my power would command respect. I was untouchable, or so I thought. At the center of the courtyard stands Private Thomas Caldwell, a royal guard in his scarlet tunic and towering bearskin hat, a living embodiment of the crown's honor. His face is stoic, his dark eyes fixed on the horizon, his rifle held with a precision that speaks of years of discipline. At Piretiot, Caldwell is no mere ceremonial figure. His lean frame, honed by combat, carries the scars of service in Afghanistan with the parachute regiment. A faint flashback shows him in a dusty Helmand village, his uniform streaked with blood, dragging a wounded comrade to safety under a hail of gunfire. His expression resolute, his strength unyielding. Now, as he stands at his post, his stillness is a silent vow, a commitment to uphold the crown's dignity against any challenge, no matter how formidable. I saw him then as a statue, a relic of a bygone era, not a man whose honor would soon unravel my world. The crowd is a vibrant tapestry. Tourists with guidebooks, a vendor hawking postcards, an elderly couple strolling arm in arm, their faces lit with nostalgia. Among them, an elderly man in a tilted beret leans on his cane, his weathered face stern, his eyes sharp with the memory of his own military service. A young mother holds her daughter's hand, pointing out the guard's bright uniform, while a group of students laugh, their backpacks slung low. I barely notice them, my focus locked on Caldwell, my pride demanding his deference. I approach him, my face tightening with disdain, my emerald eyes narrowing as I snap. Do you know who I am? My voice is sharp, cutting through the crowd's chatter, demanding an immediate bow to my status. Caldwell remains motionless, his expression unchanged, his eyes fixed forward, a faint tension in his jaw, the only sign he registers my presence. The crowd turns, their faces curious, some whispering, their cameras pausing as they sense the brewing storm. I continue in my voiceover, my tone softer, confessional. His silence burned me. I wasn't used to being ignored. I felt my pride ignite. A fire I couldn't control, a force that had built my empire but now threatened to consume me. My anger surges, my voice escalating, each word laced with venom as I accuse him of disrespect. You're just a relic in a costume. I hiss, my lips twisting in a sneer, my words loud enough to draw gasps from the crowd. The elderly couple pauses, the woman's hand tightening on her husband's arm. The vendor, his skirt forgotten, raises an eyebrow, while the young mother pulls her daughter closer, her face showing unease. The man in the beret, his eyes narrowing, grips his cane tighter, his frown deepening as he senses the breach of decorum. I was blind to their judgment. My world narrowed to the guard who dared to defy me. I recall in my voiceover, my voice heavy with shame. I thought I could force his respect, that my name, my wealth, my power could bend even this tradition to my will. I was wrong, and the cost of that mistake would be more than I could bear. The tension escalates as my fury blinds me to the sanctity of the moment. My face flushes, my lips twist into a snarl, and I reach into my designer handbag, pulling out a small pepper spray canister. Its sleek black form, a jarring intrusion in this sacred space. Acknowledge me, or I'll make you. I hiss, my voice low and venomous, my emerald eyes blazing with a mix of fury and triumph. The crowd gasps, their faces, a gallery of shock and fear. The mother's eyes widen, her daughter's face pale with confusion, a tourist camera dropping to his side. The vendor mutters under his breath, "She's gone too far." The man in the beret steps closer to the barrier, his cane tapping the cobblestones, his expression a mix of anger and anticipation. I raise the canister, my hand steady with the arrogance of a woman who has never been denied, and press the trigger, sending a burst of pepper spray toward Caldwell's face, expecting him to falter, to break, to bow. Caldwell's eyes wince, a flicker of pain crossing his face, the sting of the spray reddening his skin, a faint sheen of sweat on his brow. But he stands firm, his posture unbroken, his expression resolute, his jaw clenched in silent endurance. His stillness is a rebuke, a wall my power cannot breach, a testament to a strength I could not comprehend. I falter, the canister trembling in my hand, my confidence cracking as I realize my triumph is an illusion. The crowd watches, their murmurs rising, some clapping softly, others nodding in awe. The mother whispers to her daughter, "He's so brave." The vendor shakes his head, his face a mix of disbelief and admiration. I admit in my voiceover, my tone raw with regret. I thought I'd won. I thought my power could force his submission, but his stillness, it shattered something in me. I felt my power slipping, my pride exposed as nothing more than a hollow crown. The moment reaches its peak as Caldwell, his training, a fortress against my assault, moves with swift, calm precision. His gloved hand seizes my wrist, his grip firm but devoid of malice, disarming me. In a single, fluid motion, the canister clatters to the cobblestones. It sounds a sharp punctuation in the stunned silence. His eyes lock onto mine, their dark depths radiating quiet authority. A strength that needs no words to command. A faint sheen of sweat glistens on his brow, the only sign of the pain he endures, but his dignity remains unshaken. His scarlet tunic vivid against the palace's golden stones. My face pales, my emerald eyes wide with shock, my mouth agape, my arrogance crumbling into disbelief. I was a titan, a conqueror of industries. Yet in this moment, I am nothing. A woman humbled by a man who stood taller than my wealth. The crowd watches in awe, their faces transformed. The tourist's expression turns reverent. The elderly couple claps softly, their eyes warm with pride. The man in the beret steps forward, his cane tapping the ground, his voice rough but resonant, carrying the weight of experience. "That man fought in Kandahar," he says, pointing to Caldwell, his words slicing through the tension like a blade. "Carried his squad through hell. You think a spray will break him?" The revelation hits me like a thunderbolt, stripping away my illusions, exposing the depth of my error. The crowd murmurs, heads turning, their respect deepening as they learn Caldwell's history. a decorated soldier of the parachute regiment, a man who faced death in Afghanistan's brutal battlefields, whose courage was forged in sacrifice. The tourists, their faces a mix of awe and shame, whisper among themselves, some clapping louder, others nodding in reverence. The mother lifts her daughter, pointing to Caldwell as a lesson in bravery. The vendor, now grinning, calls out, "Well done." I reflect in my voiceover, my voice breaking. His words hit me like a storm. I'd challenged a warrior, not a statue. For the first time in my life, I felt small, my empire meaningless in the face of his honor. The resolution unfolds as two police officers push through the crowd, their radios crackling, their movements calm but firm. Their navy uniforms stand out against the courtyard's golden hues, their faces professional but stern as they approach me. I stand motionless, my wrist released, my designer suit now a hollow symbol of a power that failed me. The officers place handcuffs on me. The cold metal, a stark contrast to my polished exterior, a physical reminder of my fall. My face, once a mask of arrogance, is now ashen, my emerald eyes filled with shame, my lips trembling as I am led away. The crowd watches, not with malice, but with a quiet acknowledgement of justice. Their faces reflect a belief in something greater than wealth, something Caldwell embodied in his stillness. The mother holds her daughter close, her eyes soft with respect. The elderly couple, their hands clasped, nod approvingly. The man in the beret standing tall, his cane steady, his pride in Caldwell palpable. Caldwell resumes his post, his rifle steady, his bearskin hat adjusted. His silhouette against the palace, a symbol of enduring duty. The sun climbs higher, bathing the courtyard in warmth. The Union Jack, fluttering above, its colors vivid against the blue sky. The tourists return to their photos, the vendor to his cart, the crowd's rhythm restored. But the moment lingers, a story already weaving itself into legend. I'm taken to a police van, the palace receding behind me, its golden stones, a reminder of the lesson I cannot escape. I recall in my voiceover, my tone heavy with introspection. As they led me away, I didn't feel anger, only shame. I'd built an empire on the belief that power was everything. But Caldwell's silence taught me it was nothing without honor. Back in my penthouse, the city lights twinkle below, their cold beauty a mirror to the emptiness I now feel. I sit in silence, the photo of Buckingham Palace still on my phone, its image a wound I cannot close. My emerald eyes, once sharp with ambition, are softer now, humbled by the truth I found in a soldier's resolve. My empire, once my pride, falters, merger. Talks collapse. Headlines brand me a cautionary tale. My name no longer a weapon, but a warning. I spend nights reflecting, the man in the beret's words echoing in my mind. Caldwell's unflinching gaze a mirror to my flaws. I begin to question everything my deals, my victories, the woman I've become. I speak in my voiceover, my voice steady but raw. I lost more than a merger that day. I lost my illusion of power, the lie that wealth could buy respect. Private Caldwell taught me what honor truly means. Not in wealth, but in standing firm, in sacrifice, in the quiet strength that no spray, no title, no fortune can break. The days that follow are quiet. My penthouse a sanctuary for a soul in repair. I read about Caldwell, learning of his service, his courage, the lives he saved in Afghanistan. I write letters I'll never send, apologies to a man who doesn't need them, his victory complete in his silence. I visit a small London church, its pews worn, its air heavy with the scent of candle wax, and pray not for forgiveness, but for the strength to change. The lesson of that day becomes a turning point, a crack in the armor of my pride that lets light in. My empire may recover, but I will not rebuild it the same. I vow to lead with humility, to listen, to honor the quiet strength I once dismissed. I reflect in my voiceover, my tone hopeful yet grounded. Buckingham Palace was my battlefield, and I was defeated not by force, but by a truth I couldn't buy. Caldwell's honor was my teacher, and in his silence, I found a path to redemption. The palace, with its cream-colored stones and iron gates, stands as it always has, a witness to countless dramas. Its honor upheld by those like Caldwell who serve it. His story spreads through tourist videos, news reports, whisper tales among the crowd. The man in the beret, back at his modest flat, shares the tale with his granddaughter, his voice steady with pride. The mother and her daughter return to the palace, the girl clutching a toy soldier, pointing to the guards with awe. The vendor, his cart adorned with the Union Jack, tells the story to every customer, his voice lively but reverent. Caldwell, unchanged by the attention, stands guard the next day, the sunrise casting a golden glow on his scarlet tunic, his silhouette a symbol of something eternal. The story of that afternoon is a parable of humility, a reminder that honor is not a commodity to be bought, not a prize to be demanded, but a virtue forged in sacrifice and proven in silence. Victoria Blackwood was a woman who believed power was everything, until a soldier's stillness showed me it was nothing without principle. Private Caldwell, with his quiet resolve, became my mirror, my judge, my guide, proving that the truest strength lies in standing firm, in enduring the storm, in embodying values that time cannot erode. The palace, with its timeless rituals and steadfast guards, carries on, its story enriched by a moment that humbled a titan and honored a truth. Honor isn't bought, it's earned. What does honor mean to you? Have you ever faced a moment where your pride was challenged? Where you had to confront a truth bigger than yourself? Share your story in the comments below. Tell us about the moments that humbled you, the lessons that reshaped your heart, the quiet strengths that guide you still. If you're moved by stories like mine and Thomas Caldwell's stories of redemption, duty, and the transformative power of honor, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Join us for more tales that inspire, that challenge, that remind us of the strength within us all. Every single day.